Welcome to On Your Side, the Home Edition. I'm Susan Campbell. Would you pay to own a luxury home for only part of the year? It's called fractional ownership. Broker Mark McCloskey explained this concept to me and then walked us through a fractional ownership home in Cave Creek. Mark, thanks so much for having me to this amazing listing. We're in a house that's a fractional ownership opportunity. We have to start at the very beginning. What is fractional ownership?
Yeah, I think probably the first thing to know about fractional ownership is it's not a timeshare. That's the first thing we tell people, that you're buying a home and a portion of the home and you're getting an equity piece of the home. So this particular home, there's 8 shares to it. And if you buy a portion of it, that's for sale right now for about $500,000, you get 45 days per year to use whenever you'd like.
And you get to use it however you want.
Whenever, however, your freedom to use it is great. And one of the really nice things about it is that you don't have to worry about closing up, cleaning up, any of that. You close that up, and part of what you pay for here is it's all cleaned up and taken care of for you when you're done.
How does it actually work? I want to talk through the whole thing because I have so many questions, and I'm sure other people listening will have these same questions. First of all, when it comes to actually buying a piece of a home, do I have to get to know the other owners? Do I have any relationship with them? How does that work?
Yeah, actually, in our experience, that's been a really cool part of it, is that the homeowners do talk, the homeowners do know each other. They contribute to a capital improvement fund. So they're helping to maintain the house. The cost of the house is divided amongst them. And I think that they've become friends over time in that they all share a unique love of the house and want to do the best for it.
Where are we seeing fractional ownership homes pop up? Like, where is this actually an opportunity for people?
That's a great question. So this particular company is called Pacaso that owns all of these homes and then sells out the fractional shares. Pacaso started in Napa Valley, but they've actually gone worldwide. And another really great benefit of owning a Pacaso home is that you get reciprocal opportunities to use homes in, say, Madrid or in the Bahamas. So you don't necessarily have to be beholden to using your time at the home you buy here. You can also potentially trade it for those other places.
45 days?
45 days a year.
How does the scheduling actually work?
It's a great question too. So you schedule 2 years out. That's already on the calendar, that's set. So here in Arizona, obviously people want to be here, say, January to April. Those times are in high demand. Whereas in the summertime, you could probably get in here and use the home a lot more frequently. And sometimes there's an opportunity to use it beyond your 45 days if there's openings in the schedule.
What goes into the actual buying process? If somebody walks through a fractional ownership home and says, yes, I love this idea, this is a great vacation home for my family, what's next? What makes the transaction different than maybe a traditional home?
It really isn't that different. So you're buying, like I said, an equity share in the house. So the close of escrow and everything else would happen just the same as it does with any other opportunity. It just is that the title is a little bit different in that you take title as an 1/8 share of the property instead of as the only owner.
What happens? I'm trying to think through all of the potential things that maybe could go wrong in a situation like this because you're relying on a lot of people to continue making their payments, right? What if one of the other co-owners can't pay the mortgage? That's
the beauty of having an overarching company like Pacaso. So any additional costs that aren't being covered per month by one of the homeowners, either in this case, we haven't sold all of the fractions. Those will be covered by Pacaso. So the ongoing costs and fees that are here for the house are not going to fall on the homeowners. They fall on Pacaso specifically.
Is 1/8 kind of the typical fractional ownership, framework for fractional ownership homes?
It is in this particular case. There's certainly other models out there where it may not necessarily be an 1/8 share, but in this case, and for as far as I know, all Pacaso homes, it is an 1/8 share.
So walk us through, like, how big of a player is this going to become in the real estate industry? Is this for a very small subset of people, or do you think this is taking over?
Certainly, our target demographic is second home buyers that want a home like this that's multi-million dollars, but don't necessarily think they're going to use it all year long. And so they're going to come and pay a fraction of the cost to use it the fraction of the time. So it makes sense for people who are busy and want to get away, but want the comfort and need of a home that they can feel like is a second home of theirs, but they don't necessarily want to pay the price for it to sit vacant for, a good chunk of the year.
Well, and you don't have to pay some management company to get it rented or make you money.
That's true too. You do have a fee here, and there is a management company, but that management company is managed by Pacaso, and really it's just fly in, grab your rental car, come up to the house, and enjoy. That's what we want our homeowners to do.
I'm sure you have a lot of people with a lot of questions. They see this gorgeous listing, multi-million-dollar house, and it says $500,000 on the listing. Tell me about the questions and the comments that you're fielding from people who are searching.
It happens a lot. So we do certainly get phone calls when people see the photos of this place. Certainly looks like a multi-million-dollar house. And then they see the price where it's $500,000. So we do have to explain that and vet our potential buyers before they come and see it. At the same time, we try and disclose all of those things about the house, about the eighth ownership, that it be a fractional portion of ownership. And most people understand once we get there. So then, then we really get serious buyers who typically come through once they know all of that.
What are some of the other questions that prospective buyers have when they're considering fractional ownership?
You've touched on a few. I mean, certainly scheduling it out is a very big question. People want to know when they can schedule it so that they can schedule it at the times of year where it's most appropriate and it's in the highest demand. Cost per month is, of course, is a concern and a question we get a lot. And we also get questions about, can you have a car and keep a car here? How many people can you have? Are parties allowed? Those kinds of things are also questions we get.
And I assume all those things are case by case specific for each individual property, right?
For the most part. I mean, when it comes to a vehicle, there's just too much liability in having 8 owners in one vehicle. So that is something that is not allowed. There are lockers within the house, so people can keep their personal belongings here and trust that they're in a secure environment. But beyond that, no, we usually handle those questions and it's no problem.
I know you said it right off the top, but I have to ask again. You said it's not a timeshare, but it sounds a lot like a traditional timeshare. What are the main differences?
Yeah, so the biggest difference is the ability to buy and sell without any restrictions whatsoever. So if you bought a portion of this house, you're buying an equity portion of the house. If the house appreciates over time and is worth more over time, your equity share is also worth more over time. And if it comes 2-3 years later, you decide that you want to sell it, there's no restrictions on that whatsoever. You could put it up for sale. You could sell it for whatever market price you think it's worth, and you may be able to get it. So that's the biggest difference for sure.
Tell me about the selling process. What goes into that once you decide to put it on the market? Does it sell as quickly as a traditional home? Or does it take a little bit longer because it's a unique kind of deal?
It's a more challenging sale for sure. That's why we took on the listing, because we like challenging listings and we're happy to try and help sell it. But at the same time, yes, it's not for everyone. We recognize that. We know that this is mostly a second home market. That means that we have to appeal to buyers that are outside of Arizona. So it does become a more challenging sale. It takes a little bit longer. Great thing about Pacaso is they recognize that and they're willing to work with us over time.
Have you seen equity grow in fractional ownership homes kind of at the same rate as a traditional home?
Yes, which means that actually over the last couple of years, the fractional ownership here has probably stayed pretty stagnant and pretty flat, and that's just emblematic of what's happened within the marketplace in general, is things have been pretty flat. But over time in high demand areas, say like La Jolla, those types of homes have done very well. And we anticipate as our market improves that these homes will do very well as well.
I'm sure there are a lot of people going, this sounds like a dream. What do you coach people through when they are looking at a home and maybe considering fractional ownership? What are the things that you want people to be entirely eyes wide open with when they go into this kind of a deal?
I think the biggest thing is that if you were to buy a home like this, what it would cost, what your monthly costs would be, what the property management would be if you were to do it all on your own, versus coming in here and you have the opportunity to spend way less just to get in, and you have way less in terms of your monthly costs month over month.
Mark, thank you so much for telling us all about fractional ownership. It is something that I think is really interesting and maybe has the potential to creep into even more of our really vacation kind of centric life here in Arizona.
Absolutely, thank you.
When we come back, $550,000 will buy you 1/8 of this spectacular home in Cave Creek. Mark, this is a cool house. I am so excited to walk inside and see everything it has to offer. Where are we?
So we're in very north Cave Creek. In fact, almost as far north as you can come in Cave Creek, and obviously looking all directions.
On top of the world, really.
Yes, absolutely.
It's absolutely gorgeous. Desert life at its finest. And this is an interesting listing because it's a fractional ownership listing. Tell me what makes this property so special.
Yeah, certainly sitting on top of this mountain as it does, and we'll see the views. And it's a fractional ownership like we spoke of, not timeshare. The important thing is that the owners here get an equity portion of the house, which means that they can buy and sell it over time.
And this is we just walked in the front door, huge, great room, wide open kitchen. This is the place to vacation.
A chef's dream. I mean, if you look at that kitchen, you can entertain at least 50 people comfortably in this room.
I have to walk it. I'm just imagining all of the amazing dinners you could have here.
You have a gas stove with 8 burners on it. You've got a massive sink so you can keep things clean as you go. Huge fridge. And our homes come stocked with everything you need outside of the food. So
we've got dishes.
Yes.
We've even got kids cups.
Yes.
Kid-friendly house.
Utensils, silverware, it's all here for our homeowners so that they can just come in, relax, and enjoy.
So we have plenty of storage.
Yes.
When it's a fractional ownership, are we allowed to store things in the house?
There are some lockers down in the garage, and then in the primary bedroom, we have some space for the homeowners to leave some clothes if they wish.
So we just keep cleaning supplies and some of the necessities here.
Absolutely, but you don't have to clean too much because at the end of your stay, it's going to be clean for you.
There you go. I forgot about that part. That's the best part.
Yeah.
So we have to go check out this whole area. We have so much space for people to hang out. Pool table over there, chess set, tic-tac-toe, the biggest beautiful wood table.
Unbelievable. Great place to sit with everyone. There's a bar over in the far corner over there. And then of course, everywhere has a view. There isn't a space in this house that doesn't.
How many square feet?
This one's about 6,000 square feet.
Plenty of room to spread out.
Absolutely.
How many bedrooms?
There's 5 bedrooms in this house.
We should go check them out.
Let's go look at all of them.
So bedroom number 1, is this the primary?
This is our primary suite in this particular house. As you can see, again, fabulous views. It's got a bar and fireplace, sitting area.
The fireplace is so cozy, and you can just tell everything was so thought out in here. Like with the view,
The
windows
vaulted
on all
ceilings.
sides.
Yes, it's really well conceived. And that's the idea, is that the primary people who own the house should be able to come in and enjoy just like they would in their own home.
All about relaxation.
Yes.
Giant bathroom too. This is where you can chill out, relax. This is huge.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, double sinks, the soaker tub, the separate water closet, beautiful shower, and of course, the views. You're gonna find that everywhere.
Views everywhere, and you can look out the window while you're taking a soak. We've got even the hot tub out that window. Okay, huge closet. This is where you drop all the luggage and then just go and have fun.
That's right. Bring the luggage in, forget about it, and go back and enjoy the rest of the house. But the closet is massive, and if You have that many, this much clothing, you're gonna use it.
I was gonna say, I don't know how many suitcases it would take to fill this place, but I'm willing to try.
Yes.
So one of the things that I am totally struck by is just how tall these ceilings are.
Yeah, certainly in a home like this, we want to give it a feeling of space and a feeling of comfort, and part of that is by putting the ceilings as high as they are. There is also an elevator in this house, so it is a two-story house. That elevator goes down to where the garage is located.
All right, on to the next bedroom. Also outdoor space with just a really incredible view of the saguaros out there.
A little gas pit, so on the cool nights you can stay warm.
So peaceful. Ceiling fans everywhere.
Yes.
Another giant closet. Another fantastic bathroom.
Yes, absolutely. All of the bedrooms in here are en suites, as you would expect.
Okay, bedroom number 3. Also a really great size.
All of the bedrooms in here are designed to be almost like a primary for even your guests.
Okay, so we just passed the laundry room. We have an extra bathroom here, back in this wide open space, and I cannot wait to get outside. This is just the magic part of the property.
Well, part of living in Arizona is that half of the time you should be spending outdoors. So we certainly make an emphasis on all of our homes to have outdoor space, and this one is second to none.
Oh my goodness, you really do feel like you can see so many different parts of the valley.
You can see almost every mountain range from up here, which is really spectacular. It is 360-degree views.
That fresh air. Every single turn is incredible.
Yeah, we're looking south here. You can see Pinnacle Peak. That's Black Mountain. That's most of Cave Creek over that direction in Carefree. We have hiking trails off this direction. And of course, massive space to entertain and relax day or night.
The patio itself is enormous. We're talking about a ton of square footage. You could have a huge dinner party out here.
Like I said, 50 people inside and at least another 50 to 100 outside. You could easily entertain 200 people in this house.
Looking around, I can't help but notice all the saguaros. This is true desert living, and we might have some buyers from other parts of the country who are going to be surprised by this view.
One thing that's amazing about the saguaro is it only grows at certain elevations, and we're a little bit higher than the rest of Phoenix here. So you see that the saguaro just thrive in this environment because it's a little cooler, and they just love to grow where they have a little elevation and don't get so hot.
It's just absolutely beautiful.
They're just stunning.
And so much protected land here too.
Absolutely. So much of this out here is not ever going to be developed. Your views are going to stay because of course you're on top of this mountain here. And the homes are spaced apart so that everybody feels a sense of privacy.
There's a gate here leading up the driveway. But this home itself is not in an HOA, correct?
That's correct. No HOA here, but certainly, you know, a gated property, especially for a property like this, is not uncommon.
Almost hidden in this amazing view, we have a pool here that is absolutely incredible.
It's a negative edge pool that is so stunning and such a great place to relax after a warm day of golf or whatever you might have done. So yes, it's fabulous, and it's framed by this home behind it. It's really incredible.
Lots of cozy chairs to sit on, to relax on. Definitely a good place for the pool party.
Pacaso's tried to think of everything, and I think that they did in this particular one.
Up next, what $500,000 will get you in a Glendale senior community.
How many square feet is this?
The house is 1,880 square feet. It's a really popular plan here in Westbrook Village.
Tell me about Westbrook Village. This is a special neighborhood.
It's very special in my opinion. It's a 55+ community, but 20% of the owners here can be 40 or older. No children under the age of 18. It's like a giant adult playground. They have 2 18-hole golf courses, heated swimming pools, pickleball, huge right now out here. They have stained glass shop, woodworking shop, pottery shop, ceramics shop. It's just a big playground for people to retire to.
So we have dining, living, family room space. Nice open concept kitchen over here.
Little breakfast bar.
What are some of the features that you point out to people?
Well, everybody wants stainless appliances nowadays. These are all designer window treatments. The vaulted ceilings make the home very light and bright. It's gorgeous granite. I think everybody likes having a little bar area to sit at.
What's the price point?
$535,000, and it's sold within a week.
That's quick.
Pretty quick. It's a very nice home for the price, in my opinion. The floors have been updated, the bathrooms have been updated, has a lot of the things that people are looking for. And the big one is it has a 3-car garage, so they have room for their golf carts.
In this neighborhood at about that $500,000 price point, would you expect something to be upgraded?
For the most part, some of the larger homes might sell in the 5s without being updated, but I think most people are looking for things that are move-in ready right now.
So let's go outside. This is a huge backyard.
It's a huge patio, so it's covered patio across the whole length of the house, which you don't see a lot. The backyard is very private. They've put in the artificial turf, which
low maintenance.
Low maintenance. Yeah, we want to have fun golfing and playing pickleball. We don't want to be cutting grass.
No, not at all. So I mean, this feels like a bigger than usual backyard. What is the property size?
Most of the lots in Westbrook Village are anywhere from 7,000 to 8,000 square feet on average. There's larger ones, there's smaller ones. This is probably right at about 7,500 square feet.
We even have some nice citrus trees.
Yep, and the fruit is so good right now too.
I love it. Talk to me a little bit more about how you set a price point for a home like this. You know this neighborhood inside and out. You sold homes in this neighborhood for a bunch of years, even originally.
1994.
How do you price something like this when it comes on the market?
You know, we look at several factors. Number one is always location. We look at location, and then we look at what has been updated on the home. Is it a floor plan that people like? The 3-car garage adds quite a bit of value. People a lot of times think that we price homes price per square foot, but there's a huge difference between a home that's nothing's been done to it and one that's been highly updated. So a little bit of it is science by looking at what else is sold in the neighborhood, and a little bit of it is just kind of knowing the market.
Let's take a walk out here. See this beautiful, the pavers. There's clearly been a lot of work done with the landscaping.
Oh yeah. And like I said, it's very private. I think people love the privacy of the fencing. If I get people that want golf course, they want golf course. And there's other people who say, no, we don't want to live on the golf course. We want our privacy.
What would the price point be if this house was right on a fairway?
Anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 more.
So you can kind of get the golf lifestyle at a little bit less of a price point.
Yes, yes.
That's
and
nice.
if you want to go into your hot tub and skinny dip, you can skinny dip in your hot tub.
That's what you're supposed to do when you move into this place, right?
You can't do that if you're living on the golf course. But the golf course gives you wide open views, and a lot of people like that too. So everybody has their thing that makes them happy.
$500,000 feels like a lot of money, but it's not really anymore.
No, it's very difficult to find a nice home for under $450,000 anywhere in the valley now. Obviously, the further out you get, the more affordable things become. But for a community like this, with the 2 golf courses and all of the recreation and everything, this is probably about average.
Thanks for watching The Home Edition. Each week, we'll bring you the very best of the Arizona real estate market with conversations about buying and selling and home tours you have to see to believe. I'm Susan Campbell.